Alright, let's get into this. This is going to be a doozy, boys and girls. Season 8, Week 12. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Now you might be thinking, oh, San Andreas, I know how to play that game. No, you don't. Not Tom's way. Woof. Alright. So I downloaded the rule set, and it's a text file. And it's all of this. You see all this? See all this bullshit? Tom, what the fuck, man? Alright. Rest in peace, my voice. Here we go. GTSA, Robbins Racing by Tom the Wizard. San Andreas, version 3.00. The GTA universe, there are two things you must do. Steal things and drive fast. You also beat up hookers, but that's more of a leisure activity. This challenge takes the parts of GTA SA that are just about stealing things and driving fast. I call it robbing is racing. First, there's the Catalina missions. Before she went to Liberty City in GTA 3, she was causing trouble on the west coast. You get to help her make 4 robberies in the southern San Andreas countryside. After CJ's escapades with Catalina, you'll compete for prize money and street cred. You can enter a racing tournament, compete in a stadium event, or attempt the Chiliad Challenge. But don't forget the robbing. There's a smuggler in Flint County who wants you to drive his trucks. And to wrap things up, you'll go out for a night of good old-fashioned burglary. Hit the neighborhoods of Los Santos for valuable merchandise, then pawn it to make some cash. This rule set comes with a memory card of saves. Be very careful not to save over the initial saves on this card, as you may lose progress. Scoring criteria. Points from the story missions out of 6, and then points from the air races completed out of 6. Collective air races time, the lowest wins. Points from side missions out of 50. Money stolen in a burglary mission. There will be a score checklist at the bottom of this document. Use it. Very important. It is. I did see it as I scrolled down. All right. Rules. 5-hour time limit. All events other than burglary must be completed in this time. Burglary attempts must start within the time limit, but see the exception later. You must use the provided memory card. When you start playing, load the game and be at the location where you will start the timer. You must then say, "Aw shit, here we go again," out loud. Now here we go. The old Fallout pencils, ladies and gents. Don't forget to say it. Or, if you don't have a microphone, then do your best cool in the gang dance, either yourself on camera or as CJ in the game. 1 bonus point for side missions will be awarded for doing all of these. I don't know. Oh, plus 1 in the third. I was like, what is this? What is this? These hieroglyphics here. Oh, okay. I get it. So that is plus 1 in the third set of points. The story mission King in Exile is not counted. The mission Wu Ji Mu should not be attempted and will not be counted. Air races must be completed in order. A race may be attempted again to achieve a better time. The number of races and cumulative best times will be your score. Street race tournaments, stadium events, Chiliad Challenge, and trucking missions may be completed in any order. At least 1 burglary mission must be completed. If time has expired and you haven't started one yet, you may make a single untimed attempt at a burglary mission. Wow. Save states can be used in limited situations. Saving when in a mission or race is never allowed. Races and stadium events can be saved after achieving progress. Okay. Story missions and trucking cannot be save stated after starting, but you may use game saves. A save state is always allowed if you must quit the game. Okay. Save states are not to be used for canceling a race early. Okay, that makes sense. They're only a way to preserve progress and speed up recovering from status effects. Busted, wasted, hunger. Do not use it to quick restart a race. If you want to cancel a race or challenge, you have to get yourself disqualified the normal way. You can change to a different event in the same city without having to reload a save. For example, going to the stadium after a street race. Your travel between locations doesn't need to be timed, but should be kept as short as possible. Okay, that's nice. The timer can also be paused if you need to advance the game clock. To advance the game clock to make an event available. Travel outside of a city is prohibited. Mount Chiliad will be considered part of San Fierro, and RS Hall is part of Los Santos. I don't know where any of these fucking places are. Starting other events after the trucking missions then is not possible since the last mission ends in Las Venturas. Goes without saying that glitches and cheats are not allowed. Fuck, I didn't understand. I read those words, but I did not understand a single fucking bit of it. What? You can change to a different event in the same city without having to reload a save. Oh, okay. Okay. So you can't travel between cities. But if there's an event in the same city, you can pause timer and move over to it. Going to the stadium after a street race. Your travel between locations doesn't need to be timed, should be kept as short as possible. This timer can also be paused if you need to advance the game clock to make an event available. Mount Chiliad will be considered part of San Fierro, and RS Hall is part of Los Santos. Starting other events after the trucking missions then is not possible since the last mission ends in Las Venturas. Oh, okay, I get it. So this trucking mission, the very last trucking mission puts you in another city. And since you're not allowed to travel between cities, right? Saving when in a mission. Boy, I gotta read this over again. Save states can be used in limited situations. Saving when in a mission or race is never allowed. Races and stadium events can be saved after achieving progress. Story missions and trucking cannot be save stated after starting, but you may use game saves. Save state is always allowed, you must quit the game. Save states are not to be used for canceling a race early. Okay, yeah. Okay, setup. Memory card is provided with 4 saved games. In PCSX2, open the memory card manager from the config menu. Click Open in Explorer to get the folder where you'll copy the unzipped memory card image. In the manager, select the new card, hit refresh if needed, then insert into port 1. The Badlands save file will start the Catalina story missions. The saves for Los Santos, San Fierro, and Las Venturas are used for races, stadium, Chiliad, and trucking. Okay. Burglary missions are started from the home invasion save file. Don't write over these saves as some of them are used more than once. The save files were made with radio volume turned all the way down to be copyright friendly. Crank that bad boy back up if you need them sick beats. Alright, so let's go back up here. Let's look at our scoring. Story missions. So story missions are going to be our primary thing here. The Badlands save file. Okay, so it's the Badlands save file. So you want to start here. The Badlands save file will be loaded automatically when you start the game. You may load a different file if, for some reason, you don't want to do this first. Exit your house and go to the nearest marker in front of the Welcome Pump General Store. There's a vehicle in your garage, but it isn't very far. You may make a save state here for easy restarting. When you step into the red marker, cutscene will play. Press X to skip the cutscene. Start the timer after this cutscene. If you haven't yet said, oh shit, here we go again, this should be done before stepping into the marker. Play out the missions. First date, body harvest, first base, gone courting, and made in heaven. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After body harvest, there will be a mission called King in Exile. This is only a cutscene for story progression and won't be counted. At one point, you'll get a phone call from Caesar inviting you to another race. Ignore him. Tip, press triangle during a phone call to cut it short. There are save points at Angel Pine and Fern Ridge if you want to use them. All time used while playing story missions is counted, including travel time. Okay. The timer stops when the last mission is completed. Add an extra point for completing all missions on the first attempt. Maximum 6. Okay. So this is what Hex was talking about in Discord, is that he'd already failed the first one like 5 minutes into it. So he's already disqualified himself on the 6. But he could still get the 5. And it seems like that's probably where a lot of people are going to land, because these are apparently very, very difficult missions. Okay, second and third scoring categories, air races and air race times. Instruction for air race. Air races are entered at the Las Venturas airport. Okay, so then we load the Las Venturas. Save. You may make a save state at the race selection menu. Okay. Races must be completed in order. World War Ace, Barnstorming, Military Service, Chopper Checkpoint, Whirlybird Waypoint, Heli Hell. You may repeat a race to improve your time. Be warned that CJ's flying skill is as low as it can be, so these races will not be easy. Lovely. Your air race score is the number of completed races and the cumulative best times from each race. Completing all air races will give you an extra point in side mission score. Woof. Fourth scoring category, side missions. Instructions for street race tournaments. Entering a tournament must be done from the save file in the same city. Go to the race start point, then save state. God damn, this is getting a little heavy on the save states and pauses. And use that checkpoint for future restarts. The checkpoint can be made with the race selection menu open. Timer starts when you select a race and is paused when you cross the finish line or are disqualified from the race. Reloading the save state is allowed for quick resets. A race is completed when you finish in first place. You may update the save state after completing a race. Okay, checkpoint can be made with a race selection menu. Alright, hold on. Go to the... I read all that but didn't like absorb it. Entering the tournament must be done from the save file in the same city. So this is from the Las Venturas. Go to the race start point, then save state, and use that checkpoint for future restarts. The checkpoint can be made with the race selection menu open. Okay. Timer starts when you select a race and is paused when you cross the finish line or are disqualified from the race. Reloading the save state is allowed for quick resets. Now, hold on. Save states are not to be used for canceling a race early. But yet, the save state is allowed for quick resets. Okay, so you still have to finish the race or get disqualified, and then you can pop the save state. Okay, okay. I think I got it. I think I got the gist. A race is completed when you finish in first place. You may update the save state after completing a race. Don't write over the game saves, as you'll need those for other challenges. Races may be attempted in any order. If you are wasted, busted, or need to clear your wanted level, the simplest thing is to reload the save state. But if you just won a race, yes, it's possible to die after winning, then you probably don't want to lose that progress. Taking care of CJ status is allowed off timer, okay, but you should avoid unnecessary driving when doing so. Running, riding a bike, and car surfing are preferred. But short distance driving will be tolerated. Does CJ have like a driving skill? Is that why? That must be it. CJ must have like a racing skill or something that He doesn't want you to build up. Short distance driving will be tolerated. Finishing first in a race scores 1 point. Add an extra point for completing all the races in a single city. Maximum 10 points in Los Santos, 7 points in San Fierro, 5 points in Las Venturas. Okay. Instructions for the Chiliad challenge. I gotta get a drink. My mouth's drying up. God damn, dude. South of San Fierro, there are 3 BMX races on Mount Chiliad. The actual start point for the race is at the summit, but for our challenge, you start at the bottom. In the area near the finish line, you may save state here. Choose your vehicle, then start the timer. Wheeled vehicles, please, no helicopters. Travel to the summit, and then switch to the bicycle there to begin the actual race. Time ends when you cross the finish line or are knocked out of the race. Races only have between 7 and 18, so time your starts appropriately. If you fail out of a race, you can return directly to the summit from where you are and don't need to go back to the finish line. That is if the clock is not yet past 18, of course. The timer keeps running whenever you are on the mountain. If you've completed a race, but the next race is not available, pause the timer while you wait for the clock to advance. Yep. Tip. Making a game save will jump ahead 6 hours. Oh, I didn't know that. Finishing first in a race scores 2 points. Add an extra point for completing all 3 races. Maximum 7 points. Instructions for stadium challenges. There are 4 stadium events in each of the 3 cities. Each event must be started from the save file in the same city. 2 of the events are in Las Venturas and switch at midnight after you load the save file. Specifically, the dirt track is only available on Mondays and Wednesdays. The Las Venturas save file starts on a Sunday evening. If you do other events in Las Venturas before the stadium, then you may need to advance time before starting dirt track. A save state may be made in front of the red marker at the stadium. You can't be wasted or busted in the stadium, so there's no need to manage CJ's status. Okay. Finishing first in an event scores 3 points. Add an extra point for completing all 4 stadium events. Maximum 13 points. Okay, so I am gonna finish reading this, but I'm starting to think like since this is the third, like this is something nobody's gonna tie on, right? Like 0 people are going to tie on this. I kind of feel like the rest of this is pointless. Sorry, Tom, but I think your scoring here kind of defeats half of your challenge. Although we do have to do 1 burglary mission, so. But you can do that off timer, and it doesn't matter. Maybe I get $1. Who cares? Because nobody's time is going to be to the hundredths of a second, or whatever it calculates it out to is going to be the same. So what I'm seeing is knock out them story missions and then just get the flying. And then we delete this one, we ignore this one, and we wait to do this off timer. I think that's the winning plan. But anyway, let's get back to it. Alright, so we talked about stadium challenges. Instructions for trucking missions. Trucking missions are started at the Arsehall location in eastern Flint County. You had to drive there during one of the Catalina story missions. It's quickest to get there from the Los Santos save file. You can make a save state when you first arrive at Arsehall, but once you start the trucking missions, only game saves are allowed. There are 8 missions, but to get credit, you must complete them all. The timer starts when you step into the red marker for the first mission and ends when you drive into the marker to complete the last mission. All travel time, eating, busted, wasted occur on the timer. Completing all trucking missions scores 8 points for side missions. Okay. 5th scoring category, instructions for burglary ambitions. Load the home invasion save file. There is a black box truck in the garage. The timer starts when you get into the truck and is paused when the garage door closes at the end of the night, or you are busted or wasted. If you have not yet attempted a burglary mission after 5 hours, you are allowed 1 untimed attempt. All money earned during the night from stealing is counted. Money that wasn't stolen does not count, such as from stunt bonuses. You must steal something from at least one house and deliver it to the garage. Even though the primary goal is to steal from houses, stealing directly from people is allowed, but cannot be done before 20 or after 6. Your score will be the money shown in CJ's wallet at the end. If If you're busted or wasted, your score is 0. Okay. Burglary missions work by driving the black truck to an area with houses. Not all parts of the city will have houses that can be broken into. You'll have to scout around to find the best neighborhoods. You'll have 4 hours to drive around. Then at 20, you can begin housebreaking. Press R3 at that time to start the mission. Look for the yellow markers in front of houses that are open. Park nearby and once inside, quietly look for items to steal. This just sounds fun. Since this is going to be off timer, you can like really get into this. This could be a lot of fun. You can only pick up 1 at a time, so take it outside and drop it in the back of the truck. Then return for more items. When you've got everything, go to another house. The things you steal need to be delivered to a garage in exchange for cash. The garage is in Playa del Seville. You have until 6 in the morning before you have to call it a night. If there's anything still in the truck then, you have until 11 to take it to the garage. Okay, so just get it in the truck by 6, and then you have another 5 hours to get it delivered. There's a speedrun exploit that occurs when you re-enter a house that you've been in before. For this competition, you are only allowed to visit a house 1 time. You can go back into a house multiple times during a single visit, but once you enter a different house, you can't go back into the one that you previously entered. That is, you can go A, B, B, but not A, B, A, B. Alright. Some leeway will be allowed if you are making a reasonable effort not to hit a house twice. After driving around the block, you might accidentally go into a house you've been into before because they all look the same. Yeah. As long as you're not flagrantly skirting the rule, those mistakes can be overlooked. Better that you plan a route that doesn't backtrack, though. Yeah, that's fair. Your score will be the most money stolen in a single night. Use total cash in CJ's wallet and not the number shown at the end of the mission. The burglary mission only tracks items traded in the garage and not loose cash picked up while you were robbing. Oh. Multiple attempts may be made to improve your score. All attempts will start from the same save file. All attempts must start within the 5-hour time limit, except if your only attempt is made after time. Woof. Okay. Now you need to drink water. Okay. Score checklist. Run beginning. Ah shit, here we go again. Or Cool in the Gang dance. Completed. Check. Story mission. Score 1 point for each mission completed. First date, body harvest, first base, gone courting, made in heaven, and all beaten first time? Oh, if you can manage that, I think that'll be a big buff, but I don't see a lot of people doing that, since these are apparently very difficult. Air races. World War Ace, barnstorming, military service, chopper, checkpoint, whirlybird, helipoint, whirlybird, waypoint, and heli hell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then total time. So this is really going to be the focus. Boom, 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 boom right here. Try to get these without dying. Or without failing, rather. And then do these as fast as you fucking can. Do that for 5 hours. Okay, sorry, Tom, but ignore all these. And then do a burglary after your 5 hours is hit. I think that I think that's the plan. I think that's the plan. All right, well, after I read that Bible, let's move on to the manual, because I did bring up the manual, even though we've gone over this before. I do know most of this manual is just junk. It's just like advertisements for businesses in the game. But let's get to the important stuff. Here's the controller. On foot, triangle to enter a vehicle, activate a minigame, use a secondary attack, or pick up an object. Circle button to attack or fire a weapon. X to hold the X to run. Tap X to sprint. Square to jump or climb or block. L2 to cycle your weapons left. R2 to cycle your weapons right. L1 to center the camera. R1 to target. L3, which is clicking in the left stick, to crouch. Select to change your camera mode. Start to pause. R3 to look behind you. Okay. Up on the D-pad to activate gang active mode, down to gang passive mode. Hi Stormy, welcome in. Right to talk positive response, left to talk negative response. And then right analog to move your camera and left to move your character. If you're on a bike, hold X to pedal, tap X to sprint pedal, L1 to bunny hop, hold L1 to bunny hop higher. If you're in a vehicle, you can triangle to exit, Circle to use the car weapon or nitrous. Cool. X to accelerate, square to brake or reverse, L2 and R2 to look left. Oh, L2 to look left, R2 to look right, both to look behind. L1 for car weapon or nitrous, also cool. R1 to handbrake, left analog, car steering / camera, up and down to cycle radio stations, right to trip skip, L3 to beep beep, honk your horn. Select a camera mode, right or start to pause, R3 to do a submission, like the burglary, and then right analog to do turret control, manual camera and change cinematic camera. Alright. My goodness. Alright, first person shooting. Circle to shoot, L2, R2 to zoom in, zoom out, L1 to shoot, left analog to move your scope and aim, right analog to move your scope and aim, R1 to go back to, let go of R1 to return to normal control, and left L3 to duck. Okay. Swimming? I don't think we're going to be doing any swimming, so we're going to leave that alone. Helicopter and plane. Here's the two that we need to know. Alright, R2 to rudder right, L2 to rudder left, X to ascend, left to pitch and roll, square to descend, L3 to hover, L1 for primary weapon, and right analog for turret camera. And then plane, R2 for rudder right, L2 for rudder left, X to thrust, square to reverse thrust, left analog for pitch and roll, L1 for primary weapon, circle for alternate weapon, R3 to raise and lower the landing gear. Oh god, there's landing gear? Fuck. Right analog for turret / camera. And then, like I said, it's just a bunch of shit. It's just a bunch of advertisements for for Tupacalypse Now. For all the music in the game, as well as the various Brown Streak Railroad businesses. But I'm not going to go through all that. Appetite for Destruction. You had that? Oh, yeah? Ah, here we go, here we go. Gonna bet it was Welcome to the Jungle. I think there was a listing right here. That must be a different station. Yeah. Let's see. This is country. Oop, classic rock. Probably here. Probably here, yeah? No? Okay. Did I overlook it? Did I just look past it? Okay, we got dub and reggae. Contemporary soul radio. Talk radio. Oh, I saw it. The alternative. Yep, you were right. Welcome to the jungle. There you go. Oh, well, that was a crazy one. All right. Cooking Dash scores are due this Wednesday, the 27th. GTA scores are due on June 3rd. Garlip should have some Struggle R news coming up here as he starts getting that put together for the start dates and everything. And then congrats to Kramit, myself, and Wugga for top 3 on Rex Ronan. Fuck Cooking Dash. I mean, it was fun for a bit, and I'm glad I did it, but goddamn. Yeah, I get to start that today and hopefully finish tomorrow. But I'm not looking forward to it. I don't know. Those games are fun for me. I do like them, but I'm getting a lot of people saying they're pretty hellacious. Try to catch Vacation. Oh, awesome. Yeah. Sorry, my stream schedule right now is just all over the place wherever I can just fit it in. So I can't really say what time it will be, but I do. But man, I hit the wall earlier. Oh yeah, I get that way with what was it? Candy Crush. I was just cruising along on that, and then I hit one level I just could not do, and I gave up. But alrighty then, that's it for me then for today. That's it for me this season. Actually, this will be the last pre-3 for the season. Um, if anybody is interested in taking over for pre-3 for next season, I would be happy to hand off the reins to somebody, as this season has shown me my personal life is getting only more hectic by the day, and it is hard for me to make a consistent weekly stream, as well as like trying to do it on the same day or same time. It's just very, very difficult for me these days. Yeah, I'll post something in the Discord between seasons to see if anybody wants to pick it up for me. I'm sure somebody could. Um, and yeah, depending on the day or time, I'd even happy to chip in. But yeah, thanks for joining me, Stormy. Appreciate it, and good luck to everybody. And we'll see you. We'll see you when we see you. Bye.